Welcome back to Frontier Echoes, the place where the dust never settles and legends are born under open skies. Tonight's story comes from a time when one wrong choice could wake a storm, and one name spoken at dawn could freeze even the bravest men in their tracks. The moon was still high when they took her. For men moved like shadows across the mesquite flats, horses breathing low, leather creaking soft as prayer. They had done this before. Steal fast. Ride hard. Sell quicker. To them, it was just another Apache woman taken from the edge of camp while the fires burned low and the guards grew tired. She didn't scream. That should have warned them. She stood when they grabbed her, tall and calm, her dark eyes fixed on the lead rider, as if she were memorizing his soul. One of the men laughed, nervous, and tightened the rope around her wrists. "Wrong place to be alone," he said. She answered in quiet English, her voice steady as stone. "You have until sunrise." They laughed again, louder this time, and kicked their horses into motion. By the time the camp realized she was gone, the night had already shifted. Dogs howled. Elders woke. Fires flared. And one young boy ran straight to a small fire at the edge of the camp, where an old man sat alone, feeding the flames with twigs. He wore no headdress, no paint, just a long coat, weathered and dark, and a revolver resting across his knee like it belonged there. The boy didn't speak at first. He didn't need to. The old man looked up, eyes sharp despite the years, and listened as the boy whispered the news. When the name of the taken woman left the boy's mouth, the fire popped loud, like a gunshot. The old man stood. Far from there, the kidnappers reached an abandoned cattle fence just before dawn. They planned to water the horses and rest. One of them kept glancing back toward the rising light, uneasy. "Feels wrong," he muttered. She hasn't said a word. The Apache woman sat tied near the fence, her posture straight, her face turned east. When the first line of sun cut the horizon, she closed her eyes. That was when they heard the horse. One rider. Slow. Unhurried. The fence creaked as a figure leaned against it, silhouetted by the rising sun. Long coat. Wide-brimmed hat pulled low. In his right hand, a revolver that looked old enough to remember other wars. The lead kidnapper squinted. "You lost, old man?" The stranger didn't answer right away. He walked to the fence, hooked one boot on the lower rail, and rested his forearms on the top like he was watching cattle. "You took an Apache woman last night," he said calmly. "Tall. Scar on her left hand." One man shifted his rifle. Another swallowed hard. "She's mine," the stranger continued. "Has been since the day her father saved my life." The Apache woman opened her eyes and looked at him. For the first time, she smiled. Recognition hit them too late. One of the men whispered, "That's him!" The name traveled faster than fear. A name spoken in saloons, in whispers, in the pauses between gunshots. The legendary Gunslinger who had vanished years ago. The man who never hunted bounties, but always found those who crossed certain lines. The old man straightened. "I gave you the night," he said. "Sun's up now." The first man went for his rifle. The shot came so fast it sounded like a whip crack. The rifle flew from his hands, shattered clean through the stock. The man screamed and dropped to his knees. The second rider pulled his gun and fired wildly. The bullet cut cloth from the stranger's coat but never touched skin. The return shot struck the man square in the shoulder, spitting him into the dust. The third tried to run. He made 3 steps before the fence rail splintered inches from his face, the bullet pitting his coat to the wood. He froze, shaking, urine darkening the dirt beneath him. Only the leader remained, gun half raised, hands trembling. "You don't have to do this," he said. The gunslinger's eyes were cold, not angry. Tired. I already did, he replied. One last shot rang out, echoing across the flats. When the smoke cleared, the Apache woman stood free, her ropes cut without a word spoken. She stepped beside the old man, placing her hand on his arm. They never knew, she said softly. He nodded. They never asked. By mid-morning, word spread faster than any rider could carry it. 4 men found at the fence. 3 breathing, 1 not. Horses gone. And a single message carved into the fence post with a knife. Some lines should never be crossed. The Apache camp was quiet when they returned. Elders watched as the gunslinger dismounted and bowed his head. He did not stay long. He never did. The woman walked with him to the edge of camp. Will you disappear again? She asked. He smiled faintly. Legends don't vanish. They just wait. She touched his hand once, then turned back. As he rode away, the wind carried his silhouette into the heat, and the plain swallowed him whole. But the fence remained, scarred and silent, a reminder that some women are protected not by walls or warriors, but by names that still echo at sunrise. If this story stirred the dust in your heart, stay with Frontier Echoes, where every tale rides straight out of the Wild West and into legend.